Back to another exciting episode of Video Ditch, another international episode of Video Ditch, frankly, second one in a row. Truly a sign of our premier status as the world's greatest video game journalists. As always, it's Sam, joined by Nick, and today we've got a very special guest with the boomiest of shooties today. Nick, please give him the intro treatment.
Boomer shooter, you hear. Boomer shooter, you think to yourself, well, what does that mean? Is it a crew-cut man with a cigar blasting aliens and making out with hot babes in the strip club? Is it a former heretic going against his old cult and slicing people open, letting their guts fall on the floor while he cackles insanely? This development team says, what if instead we took our home nation's culture, we took the ideas and the concepts that we've known for our entire life that most of the world has no idea about. Most of the world has these preconceived notions of what to expect in our neck of the woods. We take them, we exaggerate them, we make them so much more exciting and mysterious and magical than anything anyone could have ever expected. And when you take that Cornish soul, that Cornish spirit, and dare I say even Cornish ingenuity, you get a little game called Brine, the only game where you play as a man wearing wellies and a rain slicker, blasting disgusting abominations that some Cornish people would say, hey, what are you doing to my dinner? It's a wonderful game. You should all try it. It's on itch.io. And, if you don't like it, don't tell me. I don't want to hear about it.
Hell,
excellent. Yeah.
That's it. I've never heard like such a clean synopsis.
What an elevator.
Incredible.
That's Nick's whole thing right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting us off
I'm
strong.
familiar.
I can't wait to play the game, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please, thank you for joining us. And would you like to introduce yourselves?
Yes, who are you?
Sure, take it away, Fraser.
Oh, okay, right. I'm Fraser. I'm the producer, project manager, something like that. I'm kind of the guy that has to kick asses a little bit, but generally not really. These guys are people. But no, I'm also
master, if you would, cracking the whip. Ever so gently,
as they say.
Yes. I'll before I get flamed for being a hungry producer who picks on the devs and steals the fruits of their labors. I'm also the audio engineer, first-person animator, tech artist, environment artist. So we all kind of wear loads of different hats. We're a fairly small team stuff, but generally I'm kind of admin and that sort of.
Very good.
And I'm Willem Travaskis. The easiest way to explain it is I'm going to do a little camera magic here. Fraser is a good cop, and I am. Wait, no. Fraser is bad cop, and I am good cop, right? So I'm overseeing like the direction of the art style, like the general gameplay, as well as other things like animation. Much similar to Fraser, we're very T-shaped.
And eagle-eyed viewers could see that Willem and Fraser are actually in the same physical space.
Wow.
What
Look
a
at
joy.
that.
This is
audio-only listeners.
The home office.
Yeah. This is something you only accomplish with the magic
Broncos.
of film, the magic of cinema. This is kind of a prototype for a documentary here. We're playing with camera stuff. No one's ever seen it.
Yes,
Yeah,
they're
No one's ever
joining
done
us
it before.
from across the seas. So thank you,
Oh, yeah.
gentlemen. And we'll be giving them the
Pleasure to be
classic
here.
video ditch treatment, going over the influences that kind of led them to Brine, perhaps even looking towards the future. But shall we just get right into it, I suppose, with video games?
Please.
And I suppose with Brine immediately, do we want to talk about like first-person shooters or that specific era of first-person shooters? For those of you that haven't played the game, and I don't think it'd be a stretch of me to liken it to Duke Nukem or Doom, those first-person shooters of that time. Is it safe to assume those titles meant something to you guys when you were coming up with gaming?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I easily just hand this over to Willem because he's got the library in the brain.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I suppose boomer shooters, retro FPS games have been a big part of my life for a while. I am a child of hand-me-downs, so I keep getting like stuff from my siblings, or rather I did when I was younger. There's a 10-year gap between me and the middle sibling, so it was usually stuff from the 90s to 2000.
So you're kind of like a generation behind what was currently being played. Yeah, right on, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's got that. Well, I feel like everybody, maybe not, but people have that old PS2 game that was formative for them.
And, I think it is a very
it's a very widespread. This is a common thing.
Experience.
I was always into rhythm games, and
Okay.
so like mine was Guitaru Man. And
Okay.
no way! I have never met anyone who even knows what this game is.
Get the sleeve out, pull up the sleeve.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you got it.
I've got like a sleeve dedicated to games.
Oh,
This is your moment.
So
That's
incredibly
amazing.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
But
Hell
that
yeah.
was like lots of interests for me
Very
growing
cool.
up. That was where a lot of them started, and music. I'm a drummer, and always really into music.
Right on,
So
dude.
that
Yeah.
was like very, very important. But
Very good.
I spent a
So
long
sick.
time
So sick.
consoles playing like all of the CODs. That was how I used to spend time with my stepdad. Was like we would play Call of Duty together. So I was really into first-person shooters, and then I started branching out playing like Far Cry, and I remember that really vividly, and have a lot of
The console
time in
ports of Far
those-
Cry or like the PC versions? Because
no, this was still very much consoles. This was,
right
I mean,
on.
PS4 at this point, but
Okay.
it was like I was sort of a bit of a late bloomer into games in that
No, fair
I played basically PlayStation up until 16, and I never really considered getting into games as an option because it just looked so far away and
I understand
alien,
the
and like
sentiment
there was no
completely.
way
It's
I'd
like
ever
magic.
be able. Yeah, exactly. It was like
There's
dream
wizardry
job, right?
happening. Yeah.
Yeah, and I then sort of got into. I just figured, I was like, oh, why not? I'll give it a go. I was actually training to be in aviation, like engineer, so I have like qualifications in that. And then I went, actually, no, I'm gonna pursue games. Got into uni, met these guys, picked everything up quite late. Got into some indie games around the same time. Like, say what you will about Sony, but the PlayStation Plus, like their monthly games, they had some banger indies on there, and that was sort of my real first introduction to it. And like the same goes for our level, like we've got that, but really got into it, was introduced to boomer shooters not long we actually started working on Brine. So I'm kind of
so fascinating. Okay.
feel like the faker a little bit sometimes because this guy's got the pedigree, but you know what, I've really come to appreciate exactly how they're put together and so many of the details, and even world building that goes into stuff like this.
Exactly. I think there's plenty of merit to be someone that comes to appreciate it later on, as opposed to having the baked in kind of nostalgia and appreciation for it.
That's it. I think
because it's more active. You're more like seeking out or being conscious of.
Yeah, I'm not
the
clouded by
qualities.
nostalgia, I suppose.
Yeah.
I can, like look at them with fresh eyes and be like, hey, they do that. Like,
Right.
oh, I remember it this way. It's like, oh, this is active.
You're not going online and being like, Chex Quest actually is the best boomer shooter. This little classic Chex Quest.
Again, you lost on me, I'm afraid. But
That's good.
Oh,
That's for the best.
I got that reference.
Excuse
Two sides
me.
of the coin. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay.
But
Well,
seriously,
right
what do you have against Chex Quest?
On that token of kind of revisiting games from the past or looking at design philosophies from the past, what about those qualities appeal to you as game designers and as players?
Right. So with Brine, I suppose the focus has always been to make the antithesis of the kind of the modern shooter. As much as we're making that 90s, bringing that 90s style back the best we can, we wanted to, seek out what these FPSs were doing wrong, in our opinion, in terms of immersion and such, and mitigate them. So a big thing was bringing back explorable level and frankly, like nonsense, and like the idea that you don't have to do the objective, and that's okay. Like you can get onto it later, but go explore the toilet, eat a toilet mint,
Yeah,
flush
interact with
the,
all
flush
the things.
the toilet,
Yeah.
and that it's
hand
taking out
dryer.
all those secrets and stuff. It's the simple stuff, really. It's kind of stripping it back down to the simple stuff. Another thing I suppose was like you go through so many NPCs in games, whether you talk to them or you shoot them, right? And there's few games that kind of lean into that violent aspect. And usually this is in other genres now. To some extent, you can still find it in shooters, but in my opinion, the best like slapstick game ever is Blood for me. That mostly comes from really interesting pixelated animated deaths. So I really wanted to bring that back into the world, and kind of that formula, those two things, I suppose one is more Doom, one is more Blood, form the basis of what Brine's kind of become. Everything else has been finding the fun from there, I would say.
Yeah, I think just to sort of reiterate on one of those points specifically is from really early on, Brine was always meant to be kind of a new version of Blood, and we were taking inspirations from everywhere, but that was like really core for us. And then the humor just sort of landed in this Duke Nukem space. Like we get compared to Duke Nukem all the time, which is such like, that's how we know we're doing something right.
It's a good
But
company
it just
to be
sort of-
amongst. Yeah.
Exactly. And it was, like you get called like Duke Nukie and stuff, Nukie being a town in Cornwall. So it kind of, that was great. But we had decided from very early on that Brine had to take place within a world, and that you weren't being railroaded through this experience. It was like, here is Brine, go nuts, do what you want. Like, people, we hand it over and like, hey, have a go. And people are like, what do I do? What's the objective? I don't know. Do what you want.
Make it.
Run around, have a look around, figure out what's happening.
Postal-esque, I would almost say.
Yeah,
The amount of like
Andy
havoc
would
you
love
can
that you
cause.
said that.
The amount of just like wanton violence you can choose to inflict, or even just like fucking around in the pool hall in the very beginning.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
Very good. I love all those small interactions.
Yeah, more of those coming, for sure.
Yeah.
I was so dismayed when the demo was only one level. I was like, oh fuck! Gotta come back.
When's this coming out? When's this coming out?
This episode is going to come out not next
the
Tuesday.
Tuesday after next.
Yeah, not this coming Tuesday. But the
Okay,
fall.
so this month? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There may be a new demo coming soon
Wonderful.
that is more than one level. And I
Excellent.
won't say too much more than that. but
Yeah. We don't have to include that either. That's just
It's
There's-
unrelated. Aren't you
There's
guys going to
new
be at too
content
many
coming.
games this month? I heard.
Oh, maybe, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's, I remember when Joe was on the podcast, and I think he said something about a Brine demo coming out
Yeah.
at Too Many Games.
What?
So
Trade secret?
he might have done. So if anyone's at Too Many Games and they want to say hi, I'll be there. So,
Yeah.
but otherwise,
us-
Steam demo, hopefully.
Mm?
All I remember from Joe's podcast is him dodging my question, to be completely honest. Even
The
even though I
gigantic
asked for
thought out one.
specifics.
Read
I
your
know.
contract.
Yeah, what's that about? Why does he
I don't
read it on the podcast?
I thought you would know.
Yes, the one's making the business decision. Nick, any more questions about the gaming past? Get into Brine as a whole.
Yes, certainly. So all the games that have gone into making Brine, and your own experience as a human being and as a gamer and as a developer, what exactly is your core conceit, your core philosophy with Brine itself? What would you say are the most important factors in making that, or rather making games as a whole? What matters?
Oh, okay. So I would split this into Brine. I suppose I'll leave Brine to you, Fraser. Talking about with Brine's philosophy. But right now I can discuss Studio WHALEFALL philosophy as a whole as well. Are you familiar with a WHALEFALL?
Is that no? I
I'm
just
going
thought
to
it
have
was like a
to
cool thing you
admit
guys made
ignorance
up.
here.
Oh, okay, right.
Is it when they show up on the
Teaching moment.
beach and they explode?
No, not quite. Similar. So when a whale dies from whatever circumstances in the ocean, they will sink and they will reach the depths, the deep, dark abyss. And once that whale lands, it will rot away. And what happens is quite beautiful. Like there will be a whole new ecosystem made. And this is like an ecosystem usually increases like evolution and stuff for all of the creatures interacting. It's the idea that from this death, you can bring something new. There's legacy there, I suppose.
Yeah. A watery
the studio-
phoenix.
The studio in like a metaphorical sense, and this did come after we named it. I'll be completely honest. Like it's called Studio WHALEFALL because Foul Mouth Studios was taken. To be completely honest, but
Sons of bitches.
the idea is, I suppose, we talked about Blood. Monolith's dead. They killed Monolith. Warner Brothers.
Mhm.
They split it between them. They
Rest in peace.
um,
Fear. And
yeah,
everything
rest
else.
in peace.
Oh man.
Yeah, real sad. Shadow of Mordor, man.
Oh yeah. Oh.
But yeah, so that's gone. The memories of it, they survive, and I suppose the franchise can come back. But the idea with WHALEFALL is that we ourselves are the bottom feeder, abyss scumbag, blobfish, whatever.
Mhm.
And we're coming and we're eating the corpse of this once great video game that everyone loved. And we're putting it into our own thing. And if Studio WHALEFALL, like the only sort of, I would say, success goal, for us we did a good job, is that if someone plays Brine and they want to make something like Brine, then I suppose Studio WHALEFALL's done their job and we're happy,
Yeah.
That would be how I've described the studio sort of gaming philosophy. But yeah, as for Brine, I suppose take it away, Fraser.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just, it sounds, I used to hate this phrase. I used to listen to people talking, industry professionals talking, and they'd say it and it pissed me off because it didn't mean anything. But find the fun is really at the core of Brine. And I used to be like, what does that mean? Like, find the fun. Like, it's just such like a wishy-washy, this
Kind
is
of platitude.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But actually, having been in a situation where the dev team is a group of friends and we're all quite close, and more often than not, it was all of us sat in our shitty like student house front room working on laptops, I'd lean over to Willem and go, wouldn't it be funny if we did this? How fucking funny would it be if we did this, right? And that is 99.9% of Brine, is us having a conversation, trying to make each other laugh, and it becomes a great idea. Like the flamethrower weapon, if anyone's at all familiar, there's like a portable deep fat fryer that Brine guy has like almost retrofitted into this flamethrower, but you can also batter the fish and cook them, and then you can eat the fish for health. Like that whole concept and that weapon came about because we said, wouldn't it be funny if he could, like, it was fish and chip flamethrower.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like Brine.
I love it.
Brine
I love
as a
when
concept.
bits just evolve into things like that.
That's it. Well, like Brine started as we were having a couple of drinks, and it was like, guys, what if we made Doom, but it was in Cornwall?
Dude, what if you had Doom in Cornwall? That's crazy, right? And that's
crazy.
We've been saying that since to everyone. Like,
Oh
it's
my
Doom in
God,
Cornwall.
I love it. Yeah.
So when
there's a
I sort
purity
of
to
say that's the philosophy of Brine, and find the fun, as much as I used to hate the phrase, it really does fit, because at the end of the day, all we're trying to do is make something that we think is fun, that we find fun making. If I'm bored, I'll work on something else. I got so many things I can do. If I'm bored of working on something, I'll come back to it. I'm going to find the fun somewhere else. And that's how we keep working at our best as well. And how everybody is constantly at like peak output, is because it's like, oh, dude, there's 100 things we're doing right now. Just do something else that's more interesting. Come back to it.
That's great. That's good. The passion what drives it. The passion that makes really, really outstanding games, I think. So that's very good to hear.
100%.
A passionless product is something that should be thrown in the trash instead of on the fire, I would say. Worthless garbage.
Agreed, 100%. Well, it's how you wind up with things that have no soul, right? Because
exactly,
they're made because they're going to do well, or made because they're going to do well regardless of whether they're good or not.
Exactly. It's purely profit-driven game development. It's sickening to me. I could vomit right now if I wasn't on camera.
On the topic of Cornish culture, there's a lot of food in this game, you know? I'm sure there's a much bigger extent than what's available in the demo.
Yes.
But was that an idea that you had initially from the start? Like, we're going to include all of these, things that we love with like food as does the recovery items or all the alcohol. There's a lot of alcohol. I noticed.
Big in the culture.
Very Cornish.
Yeah, I can see that. It's very cool.
That's also pretty fitting with the Duke Nukem aspect, though. Just drinking for armor and all that stuff.
And it does so little to recover. I need to have like 100 beers.
Well, it's just like real life.
Yeah, man.
It's not that way for you. That's how it is for me.
The alcohol tolerance on this guy, he was born and bred sucking the teat of cider bottles. Like, it's why it's only one health.
Yeah, looking forward to see what kind of wacky ideas you guys have with malt vinegar. Maybe special execution you pour in the fish's eyes. Who knows?
Well, it's supposed
I think that was concepted. I'm not even going to lie. Yeah, it's a scene in The Gentleman. It's a
Guy Ritchie?
A Guy Ritchie movie.
Yeah, Colin Farrell in the chip
Colin
shop.
Farrell. There's a Colin Farrell enemy.
You blast some guy with vinegar.
It's like some teenage boy.
Yeah, you got it
in the face.
Yeah, right in the eyes.
Yeah, very good.
We have that guy as an enemy. so he was going to do that at some point.
Yeah.
You just had Colin Farrell on call.
Yeah, so he was
With Colin Farrell as the Brine guy.
We thought we'd get him in the penguin suit again, and like
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
3D scanner.
Give us your Robert De Niro impression again, please.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's a voice we still need. So anyone
if
listening,
you know
who's-
anyone, yeah.
this
All
is a
right, I'll
UK,
do it.
Nick starts to
maybe
do an
Irish
impression.
voice actor. Let us know. Let us know.
Let me just let me change up on the interview.
Let me rewatch The Boys once or twice. I'm sure I can get it.
Oh man.
Great accent, man.
But to be a little more specific with that food-related question, I suppose, what has been your favorite food item to include in the game? You know, that you feel is obscure
pasty.
or
Easy.
Okay.
pasty.
Okay, just
It has to
classic.
be.
The
iconic
pasty
food.
is the Cornish food, definitively.
The Cornish
if anyone
pasty.
says anything
Mhm.
like, "Oh, it's scones," you punch them in the face. They're wrong.
Okay.
Right, it's like the pasty is, and you can tell a lot about someone by what pasty they order. It's like,
Wow,
oh, what
there's-
pasty do you order? It's like, oh, cheese and onion, nonce, immediately, not interested.
Wow,
Well-
there's a lot of passion here. Before we move on to Brine as a game, what makes the qualities of a good pasty?
Oh, that
Or-
entirely depends on who
Is
you
it
are. where you
is it
are.
subjective? Oh, okay.
Like it is, but
There's
there
no
are
objective thing?
traditionalists and there are like modern psychopaths.
Okay,
But
how would you sniff
Okay,
out the
so
frauds
I
and the
feel like
freaks?
there is
Yeah.
a right
this
way.
is like a nuanced question, but I'll do my best to give you like a brief summary.
Yes.
I did my
The past-
for us
political
Americans over here that don't have the
Spectrum.
foot
like,
in the race.
I'm not a Cornishman. However, I spent the last year working in a pasty shop. I have pasty shaped
Oh, hell
scars
yeah.
on my arms from like trays. and
Yeah,
stuff.
you've been
So
in the trenches. I respect
I've tried, but classic pasty is rough puff pastry, steak, skirt, trimmings, and then it's potato, sweet, and onion. So like the root vegetables that make up 95% of British cuisine. And it's that all like finely chopped. It was traditionally like a miner's meal or like a packed lunch in a
this.
pastry kind of
This
thing.
is
So
great.
that's kind of where the culture comes from and the mining aspect
Right,
of it.
yeah. Stick it in your pocket, eat it later.
Pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got the crimp?
obviously-
And the
Mhm.
crimp is the hold from the miner with their grubby ass, like,
Oh.
charcoal or coal blackened
I
hands.
see.
So you can throw that away instead of eating the cancer dust.
Yeah.
That's
so
it.
they
And that
throw
goes
that
into
away.
Cornish folklore and the knockers,
Yeah,
which
there are
again will be
knockers.
here forever. But
Yeah.
the pasty's
Folklore
been
is something I wanna
modernized.
touch
Quite
on
often
later
it's
on.
with like a flaky pastry now because we're not miners that need to shove it in our back pockets and it
Ah.
lasts all day.
Mhm.
I see. So
But-
people opt for something more delicate these days.
Yeah, obviously,
Right.
like you've got vegan and vegetarian options. So like
Yes.
cheese and
The
onion.
aforementioned
nonce-
nonce pastry.
nonce pastry. But
I'm going to get
That's
back
a
to
shame,
that from
anyway.
Cornish people, by the way.
Get
People
cancelled
love
right
cheese and
now.
onion pasty and like,
It
Fuck 'em.
could be a controversial take as well, but I'm a big fan of the vegan curry pasties. Man.
oh, no, that's a banger. That's a banger.
They're really good,
Heard it here first.
but
folks.
highly controversial. So
Throw
Is
curry.
it
in
the
a
vegan or
pasty,
the
why
curry
not?
that's the issue?
I think both. But
Right.
Mhm. Another nuanced
Yeah.
thing to discuss there. I see. Okay, beautiful. Well, I could talk about food for hours, but we're here to talk
us
about
too.
your game, Brine. I mean, we could always circle back. But let's
Yeah.
talk about Brine because
What is it?
the concept
What
of
the-
it, very
Okay.
intriguing.
Brine is a retro FPS boomer shooter. I like to use both because people really don't like when
They
you
get
use boomer
pedantic
shooter.
about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I would say we are one though. Yeah, it's a boomer shooter set in Cornwall, which we've been speaking about. And effectively, you are a old drunk OAP. You are a fisherman, and he's down on his luck. He's kind of at the bottom of the bowl, and in terms, at the end, in front of him, and in his life. And as he wakes up from his binge, he realizes his beloved home is under siege by mutant fish, also known as bucker. This is a folklore term. So he grabs a nail gun from the room and he goes out and he starts slaughtering. And that is Brine. That is the elevator pitch I normally give. Normally a little bit more refined than that. But yeah, That's what Brine is.
Absolutely delightful. Yeah, thank you.
Just start blasting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all set in, primarily real Cornish locations as well. So that first level that you've played is our local pub.
Oh, I love that.
Nice.
It's on the
Lovingly
Custom House
rendered.
Quay in Falmouth, and
It's
that
all in
level
America,
select
I
map.
think.
Yeah, actually,
That pub.
What isn't?
that pub's like 200 something years
I had to
old.
get one.
Every fucking stone in Britain is like, yeah, this was founded in like the year zero. It's like, probably, I don't know, man. Only been around for like 1,500 years. I don't know.
But yeah, Brine is sort of a love letter to Cornish culture, as well as like games from the 90s. Guys kind of grew up playing. I've fallen in love with recently, but games from the era, as well as there's some satire in there about like specific English stereotypes and just everyone has
post-colonialism. I would say there's also like beyond the game as well. It's corny, I know, like games for change, right? But the Brine as a whole, it's kind of, as much as it's a love letter, people kind of a hate letter to England, where it's like we're kind of at this point now where there's loads of problems in Cornwall, and they're in the hands of the UK government, and there's a lot of stuff going wrong, and loads of issues. I could go on about it for ages. But the idea behind Brine is to make other cultures aware of Cornwall's existence, and sort of cherish it as something outside of maybe it's still England to a lot of people. But when you think of Cornwall, you think of something else. You don't think of London. You don't think of stuff like that. And at the same time, we're trying to kind of build like an industry down here. Not that there isn't one already, but we're connected with the university. We want to bring more success rates for studios down here, because if you want to pitch your game in the UK, we've got to drive like 6 hours. I think our record is 11 hours.
Jesus Christ!
Game. Yeah, Brine.
That was driving up to Scotland because we were pitching up in Dundee. So I mean, for you guys that's like minor, but driving 2 hours in the UK is a big deal. And we drove from Cornwall, which is like the bottom left, basically the length. We just missed off the Scottish Highlands, but we drove all the way up, which I mean was fantastic, and it was an excellent opportunity. And we'd do it again in a heartbeat. But it just sort of there's not a huge amount of opportunities down here.
Yeah.
And a lot of it really is cut off right at that border of the southwest. You've got the Midlands, and there is some support there, and there's funding, and there's just nothing down here apart from on a national level. So any options that we've kind of managed to achieve, like we did by showcasing on a national level, and that's why we were up in Dundee and up in London and that kind of thing, is because what we were doing was everybody.
Yeah, you guys are sort of forming the bedrock of the Cornish gaming industry.
Trying,
hopefully.
I think that's a beautiful and noble thing. Yeah.
Absolutely,
very cool.
My wife was just in Ireland. She says she would never go back, but maybe Cornwall is a different story.
Maybe Cornwall's the next thing.
They are very different. I would say.
I'm certain that they are. Yeah. But I love that. I love that you're bringing this nuance to showcase this part of the world you're from and the culture that you've grown up in. I think games are a beautiful way to express that. I think it's not talked about enough. But let's, if you don't mind, talking about narrative and narrative inspirations for
Oh, please.
Brine.
I never get to talk about this. This is great.
Because from the get-go, it seems, it's bright and vibrant and fun, but I feel there's this sinister undertone, with the fishmen and perhaps the loading screen art of, the people being faces pushed against the window and bloodied by them all. So can we talk about horror?
Are
you guys big fans there, or is this something that just kind of happened to come with Brine as thematically appropriate?
So I'm a huge fan of pulpy, like pulp magazine horror and
Beautiful.
weird fiction. Lovecraft. I really liked Lovecraft, like weirdly young. I think as Terraria did it to me or some shit. I wanted to know who Cthulhu was. So I'm seeking out. I got cool looking.
What is a Dagon? I just fought this weird thing. Yeah.
That Dagon.
Cool.
Dagon's a big inspiration, actually, specifically Dagon.
I can imagine.
I'm a big fan of Lovecraft since I was younger. And as soon as we started making a boomer shooter, I was realizing, boomer shooters are, they kind of always have Lovecraft stuff in them. Now, for some games, this can be quite a trap. They go too, hard into it, and it can take over. But we wanted to keep it, a descent into the belly of the beast in Brine. The same way that Doom is, you've got the demons on Mars, then you've got demons on Earth, then you've got Doom guy in Hell. It grows up and gets worse and worse and worse. So the idea was always kind of to follow that formula of descent into the belly of the beast. And then you've got the fish people, and fish people attacking a coastal town. Well, that's Shadow over Innsmouth. That's a very, famous Lovecraft novel. So there's a lot of that in it, in a sense. But it's kind of finding the like little tales off of Lovecraft's writing to attach Cornish folklore and like English stuff too. So the way I've kind of channeled it in Brine is that the world is built off of, and this has not been revealed before, effectively Arthurian legend. If Lovecraft stuff was involved, if there were old gods. So the way I've built the whole story is off of the center that the Lady of the Lake was an elder god. And that seems completely out there with drunk fishermen fighting fish in a pub. But I can assure you that it eventually will link up as the game gets crazier and crazier.
Yeah.
There is, it's been something quite, like, just genuinely impressive to witness, like, Willem slowly spiderweb this narrative
building this
together.
Universe as well.
Because, early in development, it really was like, we'll throw some fish people in there, we'll have a
it's a far cry from like we're throwing bits at each other. And then
it has
so
now
cool.
become this like interlaced web, and a lot of these games that we're so inspired by, like everything is there for a reason. Everything is nuanced, and you can't replicate that without doing it. So every decision we made had to be informed. There's no level of I'm just going to put this here, I'm just going to put this here, because every time it's like, why is this here? Does this fit? Does this fit in the greater narrative? Does this fit in the world that we're building? Does this make sense? And we're constantly checking ourselves and just having this backed by this like really cool narrative that Willem's kind of come up with, and this alternate history that we're developing for Brine is like, I get to sit here and watch it. It's really cool. I can't wait for people to find out about it because I think people are going to love it. But yeah, Arthurian legend is some of the stuff does just write itself. Like it's genuine.
As storytellers, that must be such a treat to explore that.
It's so much of it's just taking from games we love and then putting a spin on it. So like Fraser talked about alt history and stuff. I would say it's quite similar to how TF2 kind of handled their alt history, where it's like, if it's funny, if it's funny, we'll just put it in.
Stairs weren't invented, but rocket jumping was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like we're doing a lot of that, and like we're just completely changing history.
A better present, a better today through fiction.
Yeah.
Yes. If only gunboats were real. Anyways. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the Brine guy getting Excalibur and slaying some sort of mermaid, Morgan Le Fay, or whatever you got cooked up.
He's in there.
Of course, yeah.
So you guys mentioned you met at university.
Yes.
You were studying game design or game dev at that point, and that was...
We are both game development artists. Okay. We're environment artists.
Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah, so we've got an interesting mix of people. We were very fortunate to so myself and Willem met pretty early on. We also had Sonny was one of our game designers from Norway. We had Harry Hodgkinson, who is he's our level designer currently. We had Andy Aksu, who worked with Willem on their second year project called Fatalware. Posted there, which was kind of like Brine's baby brother in a way. It was like a proof of concept, but obviously because these were for courses that we were doing, there were limitations in place that we had no control over, and working with people who maybe didn't want to be there, it meant that while Fatalware was a great proof of concept, it wasn't everything that I guess you guys had sort of imagined that it was going to be.
So basically our university sort of structure was, you had 3 years of university in the degree we did. The first year is kind of fundamentals regardless of your skill level. I'll be honest, it was very open to so you had people who were masters and people just starting out in Unity. So they would randomly assign teams together, and you just had to kind of get on with it despite your profession. So you'd end up with, like, basically there was a programmer drought. Programmers everyone kind of needs in a video game, right? If people can kind of agree on that to some extent. I mean, there's the argument of narrative games, but whatever. So they would basically be limited to their specialisms. Now, there's two routes to go with this. Me and Fraser kind of discovered early is either you adapt and thrive, right? Or you stay in your lane and you get good at what you do, and then you go on and get an industry job off of that, through your art or through your audio or through your writing. We decided to adapt, become T-shaped, pick up more parts of the engine and such and such. And second year, Fatalware, this is a big moment for kind of my game development journey, is I'm putting a team, and it was me and Andy, and then we had some other people. And it was kind of a mixed bag of passion on the project, kind of people getting along, doing work, and still, putting some time in, but not enough for the game to come out, how we wanted it to. Because, they're focusing on other things at university. I have no hatred towards these people. I completely understand, because you got to do essays, you got to do loads of shit, right? But that's kind of where I started getting a bit impatient, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to start giving commands because no one else is going to, and everyone's just fucking dilly-dallying, running around doing random shit, right? So that's where I kind of teamed up with Andy, and Andy was from the get-go, like, I would say something and Andy would draw it really quick. Like, we'd play around the idea. Mine and Andy's ideation kind of really blossomed from there. I knew immediately that we needed to get Andy in the team in third year, when I was throwing this game together. Because in third year, this is the big one. You get to pick your team. So a lot of people, they would make massive teams and have like the programmer drought again. And we were in a similar situation. But this is where the university actually saved us, because, we were missing a programmer. We requested to have one because basically loads of programmers had just made one big group, and the university had to split them up because it was like OP. It was OP.
14 programmers on one team.
Yeah, I was making the super game over here.
Yeah.
And then
it's all numbers, man. Joe. It's just fucking Door Fortress.
We got Joe, our programmer, off of that, and then that was kind of the uni progress. It kind of forged us into T-shaped development. And I'm very appreciative of that, I will say.
Yeah, we're quite an interesting group. And I think it was great because quite a few of us were friends first, or had either worked with each other before. We used to do game jams really regularly, like once a year, global game jam. We were there. We were doing that, and we knew that we worked well together.
Sharp Feelings, right?
Yeah.
That's a deep cut. That's a Nardwuar.
That is a deep cut.
Went through your guys' catalog before.
You played it?
No, I don't have time.
Okay, good. I mean,
we did
at least he's on.
Good.
It would have been surreal. I've not spoken to anyone about those games apart from the people who worked on them. So it's still quite a Nardwuar like deep cut.
That's the second time the show has been compared to Nardwuar. Wonderful. We're doing something right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I played Sharp Feelings. I played the whole thing. I got every ending, and
it felt real good when I clicked my mouse.
There's like 12 endings in that game. There's it's a lovely little spider web.
The shit post.
Sadly,
game, I'll be honest.
Sadly, I had to see the Amazing Digital Circus in theaters. I didn't have time to find it.
How was that? You wear a gas mask or no?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Actually,
sponsored by this episode.
Sponsored by Glitch.
Fuck yeah.
No.
Hey, we know a voice actor who's in Amazing Digital Circus and is also in Brine. So very cool.
Ooh.
Yeah. John Winfield's the only non-UK voice actor. We made a rule and we broke it before John.
Wow.
I can't remember the character's name. In
Abel, I believe. It's
he was the episode
mannequin.
7. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's our Thresher Shark. But I mean, talking about the team, we can talk a little bit about the voice acting cast, because I mean, Brine isn't Brine without everybody involved. And big shout out to everyone on the team. We've got Andy, Sonny, Harry, Joe, myself, and Willem. Joe from No Quarter, all a part of it. But
yes.
Wouldn't be what it is without our voice actors as well. So we actually, do you want to talk about reaching out to
Yeah. So Fraser was talking about finding the fun earlier and how we fucked around and we found out and we had a great time doing it, right? And basically, at one point, we're gearing up to the Falmouth Expo, and what that is effectively is
End of
third year. You have your big end of university project. It's like Monsters University, right? It's like the Scream trials. And
Mike Wazowski's hobbling around.
Yeah,
exactly.
Everyone's like,
that was me.
Everyone's on that. Everyone wants to do their very best, make their very best game, and show it off to the industry people who come in. And that's another very good thing about going to university, I suppose, in that sense, was talking to industry people. So I had gone out of my way to message Gianni Matrograno about getting his voice in Brine just to replace the fish grunts and stuff. And I was going to do it completely under everyone's noses and see if they noticed. Because I was like, oh, he is the boomer shooter voice actor for many people. And I had messaged him and I was like, yo, Gianni, I was just wondering how much it would cost, to get you, just a few grunts from you to put in Brine. And I showed him the game in the email, and he replied back in this very thorough, very well, nicely worded, and he put the time into it is the important thing. And while hiring him was a terrible idea, because we need UK talent for this game. And he knows loads of people, and they are all UK talent. UK is a very unique voice set. It's a very high cast, voice set, right?
I was fully anticipating him smoking on a cigar, yeah, it's gonna be $5K per grunt, kid.
Brine would not be what it is without Gianni. So I guess special thanks, because whilst he isn't in it yet, he supported us putting out a casting call, retweeted it on Blue Sky, and we had
the start of the trajectory, honestly.
Yeah, we had 60 people, proper, fully fledged. The IMDb list goes crazy. Voice actors being I'd work on this. I'll throw my hat in the ring. And that was such an insane position because we were still in university too. We would then go into lectures, and I remember my phone just going mental, hooked up to the Brine Blue Sky account, because it's just retweet after retweet after retweet, and it kind of it did for Blue Sky, especially because that was quite early. It did numbers. It was a couple of hundred retweets or something like that. But it was all people who were I would like to work on this. I would like to work on this. So we were really fortunate.
And for those who only use X, 100 retweets on Blue Sky is essentially all of Twitter retweeting tweets. For those who don't know. Pretty much. It's very big.
It was the voice actor section of Blue Sky that had come over from Twitter, and we were just bouncing around in there for a while.
It was the 2 years ago where there was the grand migration and everyone moved over. Yeah. So it was kind of there was a lot of people kind of starting out on Blue Sky, and they were growing their communities at the same time as us. So we were able to kind of ride the coattails of these voice actors just a little bit to get ahead.
Organically network, as we call it.
That's it.
Put those roots
very good.
But our voice actors just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, we started with Voice Quills, Ashley Heather Quills. She's quite a prolific meme dubber on. I think that's what they term
comics
on YouTube.
And things.
Yeah. And also loads of work in loads of video games.
Warframe is a big one, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, and then from there we went out to get the Brine and the red mullet in the game. So the big geezer guy with the bottle, and then the guy with the shotgun. And we needed a older British gentleman, and we got Nicholas Cam for that, and he's excellent. Absolutely excellent. And then, of course, Brine Guy. This is kind of a personal opinion from me, but I didn't want to pick someone massive for Brine Guy. Not to say that June isn't massive in his own regard, in his own communities, but I didn't want to pick anyone that anyone would go, oh yeah, that person from this. I wanted Brine
John
Guy
St. John.
For a second, I thought you meant physically massive. I was I don't want someone with a big booming voice for this guy. I was okay, it's a character decision. Yeah.
And he's an opera voice.
Castrati.
Subversive, yeah.
Yeah, but no, I kind of wanted someone, who they could grow with Brine, and, they could really be Brine as much as we are. And so we landed on Juniper Berry. Also, Juniper Berry is from Cornwall originally. So yeah, he's done excellent voicing Brine Guy.
Yeah, lovely. Very cool.
I got half an hour's worth of just rambling from June, just one day And it took
It's like
me
in the
at
booth, you
least
just
a
like,
week
let
to
me-
chop that up. And it's such like June is so predominantly Brine guy because I was like, yeah, I need some like falling from height, and I need some like more. I want him to be chatty, so like just come up with some voice lines. Like I trust
Okay.
you. I did do whatever you want. I got half an hour's worth of audio recording,
Very good.
and
Do you
just
have any off the top of your head favorite one-liners from that
Yeah,
30 minutes that you're allowed to share? If not,
like there's a
just
few
imagine
that are in
something
at the
great.
moment that probably won't be forever, but there's in that demo that you guys might have played, you set the cannonball off and it flies
Mhm.
across.
Mhm.
And I think I must have had like 14 different efforts of June going, Brine ballin' over and over again.
Like, not what an old man would say.
There's one as well where we made the conscious decision that we weren't going to make some like racist old white dude. He was going to be the
Very
most
good.
accepting white dude ever. So
He just hates fish.
he just hates
Yes.
fish. He doesn't give a shit who you are. He just hates fish. That was exactly our thinking. So you can walk up to like the women's bathroom at first level.
Kick the
And
door down.
I'm trying to remember exactly. But I just said to June, I was like, you might be able to interact with the women's bathroom, but you can't go in there. So like, do what you want with that. And we get various lines of, now no door tells me what to do. However, I am a feminist. And various lines to that effect.
Am I
And
the
just-
upside down triangle or the right side up one?
Yeah. So yeah, June's there's half the writing for the voice lines. Just
It's
so
kind of-
Swigging on the bottle between takes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we wanted to do eventually, we wanted to have like a slurred speech mode for when you drink more alcohol.
Yeah.
And we were going to do every voice line, but it's a bit too much. So we're going to do a few of our own, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were put at that like fork in the road with Brine guy, like Fraser was talking about, with like the racist old white dude, or bigoted old man. But we lent on, like you said, he hates fish. This guy's got a lot of hate in his heart, and you'll find out about that throughout the game. No like big narrative pop-ups or anything. It's tone. But yeah, so we kind of find it funny how Duke Nukem. People are talking about, oh, could we bring Duke Nukem back? Could this ever work in modern day? And it's like, realistically,
Sure.
Duke Nukem is kind of, it's an alien game where you go and like give money to big-breasted women, and they do
Mhm.
dances for you and shit. It's like, to some extent, we could bring Duke Nukem back, but I think to kind of bring him back now, you'd need like a masterful writing team that understands like satire and the mistakes
Yeah.
of the past. and
A
stuff.
God of
Being able
War
to
take
do it
on
with
Duke
new ones,
Nukem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so yeah, well, with Brine guy, we've just gone the other way, and he's just like, I don't know. He's not. I suppose in ways he's woke. He's woken up, and
He's dark
seen
woke.
the horrors of the world.
We've been
He's woken
Yeah.
up and decided he hates
Yes.
fish. That's it.
It's true. From his latest binge. Be really funny.
Yeah.
I was half expecting when you said that, like, oh, the real ending is that he was hallucinating the whole time, just slaughtering innocents.
Valid ending.
A valid drunk,
Yeah.
like he is an alcoholic. So
Yeah.
who knows
Kind of
what
Silent
this
Hill
guy's
all
Two
doing.
psychosis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Goes into the
Yeah.
final, just a fish manning the controller. He's like, it was you the whole time.
Can't wait for the 5-hour video
Yeah.
essay analyzing
Yeah.
Brine's
Brine,
He's in
the
his
game
coma and
that
he's
broke
looking at a
me.
fish tank.
Brine. Yeah. The game that plays you.
Oh,
That's how you know you really
wow.
made it, when people start making those kind of videos back
Yeah.
in the game.
Yeah, we had one video essay recently. It was excellent.
That was so
Our first
surreal.
video essay.
So
about
surreal.
Brine.
Yeah.
I got
Incredible,
very quoted
already.
in the video. I'm like, whoa,
Wow.
this is crazy. Never happened.
So it'd be so funny. It's just like not even something you ever says. Like, I mean, I appreciate it.
I appreciate using my name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. We had a couple of articles over the course of development. Very much initially they were Falmouth University sort of
Oh,
internal
it's
articles
local,
and stuff like
yeah.
that, which was like really, really cool. And
That is cool.
We've got the magazine. That's amazing. And then more recently we had This Week in Video Games reached out, and the guy writing it is Cornish as well, and he was like down on holiday seeing family and was sort of like, this, I have to write this. Like, I'm really into the game. And that was like an incredible experience.
Very cool.
And then the video essay came out, and it was like quotes from those articles that they'd obviously like researched
Researched,
and
yeah,
found
wow,
out
someone
about.
putting
And
effort
that
into
was
that.
so surreal.
That is
But
very cool.
yeah, it was just awesome to see people sort of getting an interest
Embracing it
and
like
then
that,
getting an
yeah.
interest in Cornwall. Like the amount of research that this specific person did into Cornwall, as well as like us specifically and our development journey. And that's like exactly what we want. That's how we know we're doing the right thing.
On the right
because
path, yeah.
you know, already that's someone who knows way more about Cornwall now than they did before they decided to write this video essay. So
It's very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's coming
Before
from such
I
a good
even
place.
saw the Brine trailer, I didn't even know that Cornwall was a real place. I thought it was just something the demo man said when he was, killing the scout or whatever. Like, Cornwall, that kid's fucking drunk. He's making shit up.
And the Scrumpy in
yeah.
TF2. Scrumpy is
The
Cornish.
Scrumpy.
That's a Cornish thing.
So, I'm liking the demo man more and more.
Yeah, me too. Good
Yeah.
character.
But I'll still play the soldier.
No, fair.
Yeah.
I've got a question for the run. I'm going to flip it on you guys.
Whoa!
Oh, please.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is the first.
What-
Yeah.
How the turntables.
What does everyone play on TF2?
Soldier.
Ooh.
What are the mains?
Soldier classic layout, except I use the original instead of the normal rocket launcher.
Okay. Is the original the
It's the Quake rocket launcher
Quake
with
one
in
in
the
the center
center.
of the
Yeah.
screen? Yeah.
People say it's
absolutely.
cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it looks funny.
It's great.
I'll be
Sam?
completely honest. I've never played TF2.
We're changing.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
faithful.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
see? I
we were
tried. I
supposed
tried to
play-
get him.
We were supposed to play it the other week, and Nick's like, "Oh, download this version." So I
Yes,
did, and I didn't realize
told
I needed
you.
the
Yeah,
base
get
game first.
classified. Yeah,
So I was like, "Oh,
classic
fuck.
experience.
My internet speed is fucked. I can't hop on tonight." But it's on my Steam Deck now. So
Yes, TF2 is a massive failure. We got to try it again.
Mhm.
Maybe I think a little earlier.
We'll
Maybe
enlist
we can
you,
actually get
gentlemen,
the
please,
international
yes.
crowd. in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was a late bloomer to TF2. That was a uni experience for me.
my
It's
younger
great,
brother
isn't it?
loved it. Like when he
You
was
can't believe how
a
fun it
kid.
is.
So
It's such a great game. I'm NG.
Just kind of like turning back to the question a while ago with like the history of video games. I would say that was like
Yeah.
my reason I got a PC was to play TF2. And like
Same.
I would sit there and I would hold W and hold M1 with Pyro and like get like 4 frames a second. And
I'm
that was
so
my
good
life.
at this
It was
game.
awesome. It was great. I remember I played like recently. We picked it back up like second year of uni, and I picked it up, and my stats were like I had 200 hours, and my highest kill streak was 4.
Yeah.
And it's
You're
like I was
damn.
just happy to be there.
damn, happy to be there. That's real, man.
I remember that was
That's how you know
the
it's
first
real.
time I got a death threat was playing TF2. I was using the spy with Dead Ringer,
Mhm.
and I backstabbed someone's, and they were like, "I have your IP. Here's your address. I'm coming to kill you." And I was like,
Oh
"Wow,
my
this game's
God.
great."
Getting doxxed is how you know you're doing well.
That's how you know you're having fun.
Yeah, the
Exactly.
old Wild West
Yeah.
back in the day. Yeah.
Have you got any like egregious like TF2 named items in your inventory from your childhood that you look on with shame?
No, I never named anything. I was always afraid to
lucky
trade. I never bought any keys. I only got normal drops. So anytime I got anything weird, it would usually be a hat at best, and I'd be very happy. I mean, for a long time, I could only play TF2 on the PS3, which was agonizingly
Orange box.
painful.
Orange
Yeah,
box.
it's horrible.
There you go.
So
That's
the move
news to me. I did not know TF2
Yeah.
was on the PS3. I mean, I guess it kind of
Yeah.
makes sense, but
It had 0 updates. You only had the first like 6 maps. There were no hats, no alternative weapons. It was
True
you couldn't even
TF2.
taunt kill. It was crazy. I would go online. I would see videos like
Purest
best
form.
TF2 trolling, and people be doing like all this crazy shit, taunt killing. People are like, why can't I do that shit? This game looks way more fun than the first time I'm playing.
Fraser, who'd you main?
NG all day.
I used to be a scout main. I'm now when I picked up the game again, I was like, I'm gonna play sniper. I'm gonna be a fucking asshole. And I watched that one video where the guy gets like 3,000 El Maxo. There's like 3,000 kills on every gun, and I'm like, I'm gonna do that. But that's what I was doing. So that's what I play recently.
You're still going that 3K.
Yeah, I'm still on the first gun.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, hey, we do play Left 4 Dead from time to time. If you want to have a lot of fun,
Is it like
when
absurdly
everyone's-
modded?
It's
No,
it's just
no,
normal
no.
versus.
It's normal versus.
Fair,
Yeah.
fair.
We
I think
all
if you
have a lot of fun,
skins, It's local,
and
but,
no
yeah.
one's no one's competitive, and no one yells at anyone.
I'm a big fan
Just-
of it.
If we weren't recording, I would dispute this. That's a conversation for another time. Let's bring it
Yeah,
back.
we'll circle back. Anyway, sorry
Bringing
for
it back to
derailing,
Brine.
the
Yeah, no worries,
podcast,
no
guys.
No,
I mean,
it's always
talking about-
appropriate to talk about Valve.
TF2.
Yeah.
I think something about that game that I've observed, from not having played it, but it's a very expressive lineup of characters, and the way they all play is very different. When designing a shooter, right? We've had developers that were making shooters on in the past, and I like to ask them. Some people say that each weapon is a character. And how do you feel about that sentiment, and what has been your favorite part of designing the arsenal?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
do we take it from there? We could spin it on the prop artist perspective, because that's what we both like.
Yes, truly.
Kind of specialized in university.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my projects through uni were photorealistic gun. That was what I was really dead set. I was either going to go into tech art, which is like sort of shade and magic. Well, it's quite a T-shaped role, to be honest, but you kind of fill in a lot of the gaps. It's like shade and magic, stuff like that. Or I wanted to go for like hard surface weapons prop artist, and I didn't make the nail gun. I didn't make the first one, and I was upset about that. That was Chris, who was one of our friends who worked on the project like really early before.
He is one of our friends. He's not dead or not our friend anymore.
Sorry, he's still one of our friends. I'm more meant he worked on it initially
until the incident.
He's out.
Yeah, that's it. No more. But no. So Chris made the nail gun initially. And I was like, damn, I want to make some weapons for this. So my first proper go was, we'd started concepting the second gun, which originally was a net gun, and this will tie into because that's canned, it's scrapped, it doesn't exist anymore, it's not in the game.
God, it's in a video essay though.
Cut beta content from Brine. Yeah,
lost media.
Here's 32 hours of cut content from Brine.
This was, we decided early, like, okay, we're making Cornish game, UK based. We don't have guns particularly. You have shotguns. You have to have specific licenses. You can have sniper rifles and shotguns, but you have like really difficult gun licensing. They're really heavily policed.
Is it all within like hunting rifle regulation, that sort of thing?
So, like, not even hunting. It's match shooting.
Okay.
And they are like really highly regulated. You have to get regular like psychiatric evaluations, and they have to be in like vaults in separate sections of your house that only you have the key to. Like, I don't know all of it, but that's like the gist.
Wow. So to our American brains, that sounds like a gobbledygook. Under lock and key.
And someone will come to your house randomly and they'll check. Like, the police will come to your house and be like, I'm
gun
here to
check.
inspect.
That's the defense mode. That's the when you put your pedal to the metal.
They've come to check your weapons.
Well, you're right, is what I'm hearing.
So this was it. Like, we don't have. So when we came to do the pump action shotgun, we weren't just going to put a pump action shotgun in the game because we don't really have them.
Mm-hmm.
So we tried to come up with this net gun, and we had a really fun death where when you used the alt fire, it fired like all the rounds at once, and it like perfectly sliced the enemies into cubes. And
the Resident Evil laser death.
Yeah.
And that was cool. But the gun was just uninspired. It was just a net gun, and there wasn't a lot more going on. And it was something that I had kind of picked up and tried to cobble together. There was a model that already existed, and I made some changes, and then I rigged it and animated it. It never really fit. We could never get it to work right. The next gun was the fry thrower, and that was one that Andy concepted. The fry thrower being our deep fat fire flamethrower. That was one that Andy drew up. Looked awesome. Definitely TF2 inspired. I mean, like, it's red, just for starters, but very pyro coded. Crazy. And Andy put it together, and then in the process of animating, I made some changes just because like silhouettes and visual read and stuff, just trying to make some improvements. That weapon has character in bunches and really is a character in its own right. I remember doing that reload where, he kind of like flicks it over and like jostles the basket. He pulls like a vegetable oil canister out, and he goes like glue, 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 and he rinses it out and then throws it away. I remember doing that and thinking, like, I'd never animated before, and this was my first time. And Willem kind of gave me the first person hand rigs and was like, go nuts. So that was when I'd really sort of, I've got this. This is something I can do. And all those movements and just getting Brine Guy interacting with these weapons, it really, like you say, like, they do feel like characters in their own right. And we came back to scrap the net gun, and with the gull's foot, which is, you heard of like a volley gun or like a duck's foot? as it was originally called, and it's the one with the 4 barrels. It's the only gun in human history that can kill all members of Weezer in one shot.
Oh shit!
Oh, so it is a real thing. I think you guys
It's
made
a
it
real
up.
thing. It's a pirate weapon, but they're stupid and they don't work.
All the videos of people using them in like firing
blast
ranges
their
are
hand
so
off.
fucking funny because they just shoot and they're like, oh, here we go, and then it just fucking goes flying behind them. And then also like the accuracy is like they've hit one guy in the leg 4 times, and it's like point blank.
So we came back and decided that the volley gun kind of fit vibe and we could make it into a character, and we went for the gulls foot because obviously seagulls are like a big part of being a seaside sort of county. So we created it into this like old pirate weaponry, and you know the snap up is actually the noises for that are a real pump action shotgun that I managed to get some sort of files from someone I know that has one.
Some illicitly obtained files.
Oh, it's these, you know, all above board, I promise. It's like one of the only people in the UK I know of that actually have some of these things.
That'd be so funny. Go in the black market. Can you just cock the shotgun for me? I don't want to buy.
Fire it for me real quick. Just here you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, really managed to sort of create some personality in that weapon, and sort of the weapons all fall into these categories. And we've got the makeshift, you know, make do, the nail gun, kind of the doohickey vibe, which is like the fry thrower. And then we've got like the old vintage pirate weapon. We're kind of going to cycle through those. We really like feel the sort of identity with those sort of like families that they can fall into.
I would say like they're also, you know, they're a characters as much as they are also a cast, right? Because they have to blend in together along one another. And you know, we've got this shotgun, and it surprises a lot of people that that's not our super shotgun. That's just our regular shotgun, like in Doom, the super shotgun
pump action.
Yeah. So like this whole time we're making these characters with these weapons. Like, they tell a story by looking at them. Like there's loads of little engravings on the weapon, even though it's pixelated the fuck. But like we were constantly capping the coolness of it. This is the pump action. This isn't the super shotgun. So that's kind of why the net gun was ultimately scrapped in a sense. It was too cool. Like it was cool visually, but it was a bit too powerful, and like it was kind of jank. And we were like, we're going to revisit this and do it justice, potentially with the super shotgun. So we can revisit the net when we get to that, which is very soon. But yeah, you got to like, I guess, consider who your main characters are. Like the super shotgun, we're putting so much writing into because it needs to be just as much as a character as Brine Guy is, right? Doom Guy. When you see Doom Guy, he's got his fucking super shotgun, or he's got that crucible blade, right?
I mean, like Eternal, is it Eternal that he's buried with it? Or that he wakes up
the
from?
first Doom 2016. I mean, it's he's not buried. He's buried. It's like taken away from him. It's like, oh, you know, if they 1 and 2 makes bad stuff, so keep them away from each other.
They took my shotgun. Now I'm pissed.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't play Eternal. I don't know.
That's the last one I played.
Yeah. I hear you. Yeah, using them as a storytelling device, I think, is fantastic.
I think it just goes back to that, you know, we're talking about the ideology or methodology behind Brine, is that it's got to be this world. So the weapons have to fit within this world building that we're doing. So, you know, like the super shotgun's got to have that writing behind it, the weaponry. Like we can't just have guns because it's meant to be like a sort of UK Cornish boomer shooter. Like it just doesn't fit. So yeah, characterizing those weapons is really important to sort of framing of everything and the world building, because that's your level of interaction with the world. You've always got one in your hand. So, you know, it's like, who's your main? Who are you picking? You're taking with you.
That storytelling. What have the challenges been working within the genre, you know, as this first-person shooter kind of frenetically paced, or it can be kind of frenetically paced game? How have you balanced, you know, keeping up that pace, but then doling out the narrative while still kind of remaining in the constraints of this retro inspiration?
I would say this is a very experimented area that we're still kind of figuring out. Because one thing that going through 3 years of university for game development will teach you is that people fucking love to just info dump in their demos.
Yes.
Like they'll just put in so many walls of text, whether it be a tutorial or the lore that you're supposed to get involved in a 5-minute demo. And it's like that from the get-go, I knew, like first lesson from first year was story minimal, put it in tone, display your gameplay first, then get them hooked on the world. And with Brine, we've kind of followed through, with that kind of idea. And like, we don't want to flood the player with walls of text at any given point, but past the main menu. Once you're in the game, you're in the game. And an experimental path we took with that, I don't know, you played the first level, there's a small cutscene at the start. That was made in one afternoon, very, very quickly, by Andy on a lot of coffee. And
a lot of coffee.
We need to translate what's going on. And then basically that people really, really liked it. So I think eventually I might attempt to do like blood style pre-rendered cutscenes with the models that we have and make them super jank and like still kind of old school. Yeah. But like we don't want to put too many cutscenes in. It's like maybe one every episode. But most of the storytelling in Brine is told through I suppose you can look at the levels and you can read everything, and it will slowly drop little context clues. Like a level we're working on right now, there's a bit with a museum, so we can show off a little bit of history of Cornwall and what we've changed. So the Cornish people will go, "Oh, that's not real life. Immersion ruined."
Right? Yeah, the walking fish. I could abide that. But,
exactly. Yeah, I guess I just want to kind of little spoonfuls at a time.
Yeah, keep the cutscenes sort of like the reward.
Yeah, and you just go out on secret hunt and you'll find more context and you'll find more like parts of the environment that maybe they reveal something. Like in level 1, there's a bit where you can break a window and there's like a big Cornish flag and there's a little camcorder facing the Cornish flag, like someone's been speaking in front of a Cornish flag. Now, what could this mean for the story of Brine? Maybe there's some like super pro Cornwall like radicalists. Who knows?
Some hero.
Yeah, but maybe not Brine. we were talking about this earlier. Brine guy's woke. Yeah, I guess it's spoon feeding. Less is more. My mum always used to say less is more, and I agree with that story a lot.
I'll jump in as well and just sort of say I think as a very brief comment on games as a whole is that there's a lot of hand holding, and we're trying to make something from the age where you were expected just to figure things out, and like there were forums dedicated to how do I do this? How do I? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So not only are we putting faith in and trust in the player to bear with us to figure it out, and obviously there's there's modern game design ideologies that we can do to mitigate some of this, but we are not everything is blatantly laid out all the time. So there's a bit of that in the game itself, but also within the story there's a lot of trust in the player that they'll bear with us because they're going to get it over time, little piecemeal sections as they can kind of infer and bits that they can pick up. And some of it isn't super black and white. Some of it is, well, some people might see it this way, some people might see it this way, and we want to encourage that as well.
Yes, the Herculean task of the game are being patient.
Pretty much. Not the most patient breed, but we've got the gameplay loop to keep them hooked.
Reading that live chat for Summer Games Fest made me question why I do any of this.
Oh man,
it can be rough out there.
Genre and then slot.
Yeah,
everything. Every single game.
No one likes anything.
Mate, that's what they'll say.
We could go on about the discourse for hours as well. Yeah, Cornwall slap, the first game.
You only like it because you can need a PASTY.
I liked that you censored pasty. You caught it. I saw that. I respect it.
I almost.
But to push him back down.
Yeah. Push back down. Yeah, like bile. The wrong phrasing.
So quite good. The weapons feel great in the demo. The world is very intriguing. I'm curious to see more. I was dismayed by the amount of secrets I missed. Like when you get the kind of end of level briefing, I was like, I only found one out of like.
Yeah, I felt like I was rubbing my face on every damn polygon. I
thought I was thorough.
Yeah,
it just goes to show.
I think that's
well hidden.
Yeah,
or
that is I would say one of my favorite things about old style retro FPS, as you were saying, is the secrets. Yes, it really sets them apart from the never-ending hallways of modern shooters.
It just makes it feel like a lived-in place. Because you'll find stuff that is off the beaten track, you wouldn't have found otherwise, or it makes it feel like somebody else has been here. Like you say, modern shooters in the endless hallways of just carefully, meticulously focused groups, like encounters, room, corridor, room. Whereas,
never
when
miss
you get
anything.
something that's like, oh, I've just stumbled into here and there's like a little bit of set dressing, I can get some ammo and some health back, and I might not have found this on my 5th run, let alone now my 6th.
It's lore of Brine, the entire lore of Brine.
Yeah.
On the wall.
It's the linchpin. Damn it. If only I saw this before making my video essay. Fuck, I gotta rewrite the whole thing.
Maybe there's some super secrets as well, that don't get counted on the screen at the end. Who knows?
Just hidden.
Just lying, like, yeah, he's an idiot. Hey, there you go. This seems you get a
Gotta
super
look inside
secret.
the files.
Yeah.
Of the game,
You found it yet?
Yeah.
Like the guy on Inside. Who just
Yeah.
All right.
That's good. That's like another classic British marketing technique is lying, the mullining technique. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Hello Games.
Yeah.
No shade.
They fixed it. They righted their wrongs.
Yeah. No. All hate the Fable, no hate No Man's Sky.
No, none at all.
Yeah.
Guildford that's a big gaming scene, and that's kind of what we're trying to make down here in Cornwall, really. So all the love to them.
Yeah, I went to school in Guildford. That was where I did my media course, and we used to get spoken to about like Bullfrog and Media Molecule and all the big names that existed in there. Used to get called the Hollywood of games to us quite a lot,
Yes.
which was
Hollywood.
yeah. Used to walk past the EA headquarters on my way to school every day, or what used to be the EA headquarters because it isn't anymore.
It's like, why does it smell like sulfur and
Yeah.
brimstone when I drive past here?
You see the crater where Bullfrog used to be?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Nick, any closing questions about Brine?
Yeah, I guess to encapsulate everything, what would you like players of Brine to take away from when they finish the game?
Okay, I want the player of Brine. I want them to get up from their PC. I want them to take a big, deep breath, and I want them to say, Colonel Bursviken. I want them to say, I love Cornwall, right? I live and breathe. I didn't know what it was 5 minutes ago, but I recognize it, and it's valid. And all the shit they got with England, all that beef, that's fucked up, and that should be fixed. No, I guess serious answer. I want people outside of Cornwall to have a fun time experiencing our culture, and whether or not they look into it after, I don't mind. If they had a good time and they experienced it, then that's awesome. If people were then to go and talk about it and, maybe learn some Cornish, less than 500 people in the world who speak fluent Cornish, by the way, then, that's quite the change. So I think ultimately, that's what I'd want people to take away from Brine.
I think more people speak fluent Klingon. That's insane.
I think on my end, I very much like that kind of sentiment. Like I say, I'm not Cornish myself, but over the last couple of years living here, like I've fallen in love with this, and there is a lot down here that I should know about or should find out about. It's got such a rich history, even just within the folklore that we're sort of riffing off of. There's so much. It's like such an incredible rabbit hole, and it's such a weird place, and it doesn't feel like anywhere else in the UK. So, if anything, I just want people to be interested in Cornwall as a whole.
Well, maybe I'll try a pasty. I'll try
a pasty. But if not, hopefully Brine can stand on its own 2 feet as a competent boomer shooter as well. But, I just want people to kind of have fun and maybe identify or empathize with some of our culture and be a part of it.
I like to bring up Kneecap. Are you familiar with the rap duo Kneecap from Northern Ireland? No. So Kneecap, they are quite the explosion in UK culture and Northern Ireland recently. They had a movie with Michael Fassbender. Very interesting. It's about their story. But effectively, Kneecap brought their own sort of spin on gangster hip hop and rap by incorporating the Northern Irish language. And that was a language that was, I believe, removed from the curriculum in Northern Ireland by the British. So you've got this post-colonial, fight the power kind of Irish hip hop, but they're still talking about drugs. They're talking about having sex. They're talking about fighting people. So there's a lot of like hate for them, and particularly their criticism of certain problems in the world. But the proof is in the pudding, I suppose. The point of the matter is that the language was endangered, and now loads of kids, loads of teenagers are learning the lyrics to these rap songs, and they're bringing back the Northern Irish language. And
is that Gaelic or is that something completely different?
I believe, yeah, Gaelic. But to be fair, I'm not well versed enough to fully confirm.
Me neither.
So don't quote me on that. But I suppose Brine, in a sense, it's kind of the same sort of approach. It's the idea that if we can connect generations through this art, we can bring attention to this culture and this language. Maybe we can do better for it. Maybe, we can put our differences aside and we can watch, I don't know, fucking Poldark on the telly with our you won't know what that is. That's a BBC Cornwall.
That's a very deep cut.
I think that's a beautiful sentiment. Games as cultural exchange. We mentioned before on the show, but I think it is such a beautiful way to use the medium. And not only are you guys crafting like this competent, mechanically solid shooter, but knowing that it's coming from, this place of wanting to share and express this love for this real world thing, I think is truly wonderful. And the joy of these small projects, rather.
Absolutely. And I mean, we're obviously quite close with Joe No Quarter Soft and Jovino, who's obviously Brazilian Drug Dealer 3 and Brazilian Drug Dealer before.
You got to say the whole title.
Oh, sorry. Brazilian Drug Dealer 3, I opened a portal to hell in the favela trying to provide my eye. I need to close it.
Nice.
And
Very good.
Brazilian Drug Dealer before 4, the portal to hell, demons from the portal to hell I opened are still in the favela, and now I need to save Mamadas from Ronaldo.
That is correct.
Okay. I'm better at 3 than I am before 4, but I'm allowed to stay at No Quarter Soft.
Yeah. Joe is like, whew, wiping his green brow right
Stone
now.
face.
But obviously, games is cultural exchange. Like getting to know and getting to talk to Jovino a little bit recently has been really like eye opening, because there's so much of what we do that he does, and vice versa, and it really is like the same sort of bag, just other side of the world kind of thing. So yeah, it's been really, really great, and the amount of people that we get to meet who have, like yourselves, who sort of otherwise would have no idea about Cornwall, but now we get to share a bit of our culture, and we get to talk to you guys about yours, and it's great. Yeah, like games as art and art as cultural exchange.
Yes, it's all real. It's all real. Games are art. Anyone who disagrees,
shot.
Idiot.
Yes,
fucking idiot.
They
idiot
said it
who should
first.
die.
They eat cheese and onion pasty, probably.
Exactly. They eat the damn nonce pasty we've been over.
Nonce pasty.
All right. Before we move into our community Q&A, we always like to ask our guests if you have any words of wisdom for prospective artists or game developers.
Like Ratatouille, everyone can cook, everyone can game dev. I would say that although that we went to university, you do not need to go to university. The university that we went to is very good for putting together friendships and meeting industry developers and getting that insight. But I will always say, I've been taught by a lot of people. My biggest teacher has always, my whole life, been YouTube. And I'm sure a lot of game devs say that, but it really is true. Like, we are the generation, who grew up. We remember when the smartphones started having touch screens and shit, and trying to play video games on them. But, we were always trying to seek out video games, and we were always trying to seek out more information off of YouTube. We all grew up with YouTube and such. So I think that harnessing that kind of creativity as a younger dev, and just knowing that if you keep at it and watching YouTube videos, you can make whatever the fuck you want, right? And money is always going to be a problem. That's always, your life problems are your own. But, you don't have to publish these things. You can share them with your friends. And I just think that, it's, as everyone says, there's no better time to become a game developer. But I would argue that a lot of people already are. They just don't know it. They need to take the step in the right direction, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. We went to university, we made great friendships, we had some great networking opportunities because of it. But I've said it 100 times to other aspiring game devs, you do not need to go to university. Like, School of YouTube is a real thing. Half my degree is off of YouTube, absolutely. And, Brine is also kind of built off of the you don't ask, you don't get. Have the gall have the balls, have the
Message Gianni to be official.
send Gianni an email. He
Tell
is
Gianni
a
to
lovely
come for
guy.
you.
Yeah.
And he might give you some great feedback. Hopefully we don't blow up Gianni's inbox now. But
I want to be
They'll
a
do
game-
anything, according to these guys.
but the point is, like, just you can, man. Like, nobody is stopping you. The information is out there. If you have the drive and the passion, quite literally can do anything. You don't need it.
I completely uprooted my life and changed my career to become like a game dev. Go to game dev uni, and it's like when Harry Potter goes to Hogwarts, and it's like, wow, look at this new magical
My people,
world.
I've found my peers.
And they
Dude, I
say,
did the
"Found
same
my
thing.
peers."
Now it
Beautiful,
makes
guys.
sense.
Yeah, no, that's
I'll be honest. This
wonderful.
whole time, everything you said, nonsense. We brought up Harry Potter, and now it's all clear.
I get it now.
Yeah,
I understand.
Yeah,
Game
now I
development
get
school?
it. Yeah.
It's Hogwarts, but instead of doing spells, you learn like Control Z, the Control Z spell today.
Whoa.
And Control Y is the opposite and such and such.
Yeah, this is $1 million
just like-
idea. Someone
It's just like Flipendo. Oh, I get it.
God.
Control Alt Delete, the most powerful
Yeah.
spell. Alt F4.
Forbidden spell.
Dark
Yeah.
magic.
Yes. Don't ever use that.
You are never to use the Alt F4 keybind. You understand me?
Well,
Someone's still using
Alright.
print screen and they can do Windows Shift S. Like, fucking this guy.
archaic.
The old magic.
Yeah, the old arts. Well, wonderful. Thank you for those insights, gentlemen. We
Yes.
got
Very welcome.
some community Q&A
Yeah.
We
to
do.
close out with. There
Yeah.
are a few questions. I suppose before we get to that, I do like to ask everyone, when you're not developing your game, what are you playing right now? If you want to briefly just, let us know what you got in the rotation.
Yeah.
If
I,
anything stood out. If not,
I mean, I'm constantly flitting between playing games with friends and trying to find stuff. I got a Steam Deck somewhat recently, so I have been emulating Guitar Man, funnily enough,
Nice.
because
Yeah.
I have that on the PSP, but that thing's broken 5 times and I can't be asked to fix it anymore. So Steam Deck it is. I'm trying to remember the name of. There's like a new racing game I've been playing.
Racing.
Oh, you love that shit, man. He's on that.
Mario Kart World.
We've been playing Absalom. Me and Willem, we've been playing Absalom. That's been a
right on.
great
Good time.
Yeah.
Good time.
Nice art there. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, I played through all of Flesh Cancer recently. That was great.
Ah, yeah,
It was an
same.
intro dealer.
A game made me physically ill in a good way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Rush Rally 3. Rush Rally 3.
Rush Rally 3.
That's the
Rally
racing
3.
game. Willem, what are you
will.
playing?
I am currently playing. So my main gaming commitment as of right now is Vintage Story, like the realistic Minecraft kind of vibe, because it's like that time where you kind of everyone starts getting into Minecraft.
It's the
and, like,
Minecraft phase. Minecraft phase time of the year.
Let's make a world and we'll make it 3 years
Springtime.
old, and
Yes.
and 3 years from now we'll be playing it every day. It never happened. But like I was like, fuck it, I'm playing Vintage Story this time. It's like
Vintage.
earn your shit, and like it's a great game, honestly, very good game.
Look
It's
closer
like
to
just
Terraria
about
in that
the
way.
only Minecraft like that I've ever played that's hit the same vibe
Really?
in refreshing, well game design way. So yeah,
Why is this one sticking out? If you don't mind.
It's hard. It's really hard.
Okay. Oh, it's
Okay, so
the friction.
in Minecraft, you mine a tree, you can immediately get a pickaxe. In Vintage
Mhm.
Story, you've got to go and get clay and like fire pots to like hold the alloys and stuff to
Mhm.
pour them into a mold. So like immediately you've got like 5 hours before your first
Okay.
pickaxe if you're lucky.
Interesting, and it's not
So it-
tedious. It's fun.
It's like they've added like their own like mechanics. Like I don't know if you ever played the Minecraft mods where you could like chisel in bits and you could like take little blocks off of a block
Say I
effectively.
have.
Oh well, effectively.
I
So
understand the
you take
concept,
you take the block and you split it down into like 64 by 64, and you can chisel away at stuff. So you can make your own little items in the game. But also
Yeah.
that's how all the clay works. Like you got to sit there and make it on the floor with your own
Sculpt
two
it.
hands. It's like when you watch those videos and there's like 2 people in the middle, like fucking
like
rainforest.
a speed build of
and they're like making like a fucking like
Yeah.
Man-
It's that the
I
game.
see. I see.
Yeah, those guys with the
Okay.
sticks are like, I made a whole swimming pool in this random fucking
Underground
there's like a
yeah.
fucking JCB behind them.
Mhm.
Yeah. Don't look at that.
Yeah.
Very
Otherwise,
cool. All right,
I'm
right
normally
on.
playing like I'm a big like I guess hyperfixation guy. So
Okay,
I just play one
understand.
thing.
He loves roguelites. He loves roguelites.
That gameplay loop.
I'm quite fun.
Yeah,
I like
fair
Monster Train 2 at the moment. That's a good time.
enough. Okay, beautiful. Shall we move into our community
Oh wait,
Q&A?
Sam, why are we wearing these suits?
Yeah, why are you guys wearing suits?
Why are we wearing
We didn't get the memo,
suits?
man.
Nick and I
Yeah.
are dressed like financiers from the streets of Wall Street here
Oh,
in
yeah.
beautiful New York.
Coked
Yeah.
out and psychotic.
That's right, baby. If you haven't heard, Nick and I have got a Kickstarter live right now. We are financing our independent documentary revolving around the legacy of one Bernard Madoff
It's
and
clothes.
his clothes, frankly. We're trying to get this guy's clothes. We're trying to spend some money to get Nick looking
It
sharp.
delivers him a little bit.
You know,
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
and in the
Final
process,
Fantasy.
yeah, we'll we'll learn something and we'll share it with all of you. And we have, probably another 3 weeks. Well, by the time this episode is up, maybe 2 weeks.
I think so, yeah.
By the time this episode is up, to get in on the ground floor of this, you will get a clipping of the suit.
If
You
you
will
put it
get-
enough.
Selling
Clip in
shirt.
the capital.
Potentially,
Yeah.
you'll get a photograph of me presumably doing something.
Yes. He's not allowed to wear the suit, so
Yes.
he'll look quite sad.
Mm-hmm. It's all very clearly well thought out, as you can tell by every pitch video, every teaser and update we've done. I honestly can't think of anyone more deserving of your hard-earned money other than the fine people of Cornwall.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
go support Brine, and then if you still got some money left over,
Wall
support
Street.
us.
Help these guys
Wall
buy the
Street is
suit.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Hey! An international effort. I love it.
You can watch it on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Computer, what's that?
It's like this fucking thing that makes everyone sad and pissed off all
Yeah,
the
all the
time.
time.
Sounds terrible. I like to go outside and touch grass.
No, he's not. You think so, but it's not. The time.
We'll let you guys out of here soon.
Yeah.
Closing out right now with our community
Yes.
Q&A. Coming in
Our
first,
beloved
Nick, from
community.
your beloved
Yeah,
wife.
for my beloved wife, she asks, "Do you know One Direction?
Yes.
I'm familiar with One Direction.
Mhm.
Any specifics?
Do you like any of them?"
I think that Harry Styles. I think what he did to Ted Lasso was pretty fucked up, to be honest. But also, I think he's respectable. I like that he wore that dress. That was pretty cool.
Very good.
And then I guess we'll go through the other ones. We got Zayn Malik.
Mm,
Zayn Malik.
yes.
Terrible solo song. Pillow Talk. What a bad song. What a fucking
That's great.
bad
Yeah. More about how bad it is. Yeah.
Stop it.
And then you've got Freak Balcony Accident.
Oh, Liam
Liam
Payne.
Payne.
Liam Payne.
R.I.P.
Maxwell Liam Payne, as they call him.
Mhm.
The tragedy of getting famous so young, I suppose.
Mhm.
And then there's one more.
No, two more. You're missing Niall Horan and Louis Tomlinson.
I love it.
Thank you,
I love
Fraze.
coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Well, they're so forgettable. I don't even remember what they look like. Fun fact: I've seen Harry Styles in the flesh, walking about, doing his own business. As if I was, I was there as one of the
Like
Brush
Moses
shoulders
gazing
with
upon the face of God as the stone. Yes.
yeah, and he is a handle with care.
Mhm.
So you gotta treat him well, otherwise.
Very good.
Wonderful.
All right, coming in next.
All
unless-
I'll say is that I grew up with sisters, so I am well versed in One
the
Direction.
cultural impact. So
5
you are
Seconds
aware.
of Summer.
I see.
I am aware of all of these, and yeah, I'll leave
They're
it.
big Bastille fans, I'm
That's
sure.
good. She'll, she'll love to hear this.
I've smacked the Bastille guy on the back.
Oh, there you go.
Mr. Bastille.
Mr. Bastille himself, John Bastille, as he calls himself.
He's right in the middle of Pompeii. And he got down off the stage, and everyone started touching him, and I got really excited, and I just went,
Yeah.
There you go.
Knock his
"Whoa!"
fucking dentures out.
I touched the guy. That was crazy. I don't know. I was very pissed. Doesn't work.
Beautiful.
All right.
Doesn't
All
work.
right, coming in next from
you're-
Goon Lagoon.
That
Yes.
guy, yeah.
Your favorite memory of fishing, either of you?
Oh,
If you've got one.
I've been fishing heaps. My favorite memory of fishing, I was at a campsite. It might have been called Honey Pot. I'm not sure. And they had a
What kind of
fishing
camp
lake.
was this?
They,
Camp Honey
they
Pot?
had a little fishing lake, and the fish were really active. I was fishing with my stepdad. We were method feeding. The fishers out there will know what that is. and I caught this mirror carp. It was fucking beautiful. Mirror carps are like all black with pearlescent, some pearlescent scales, and it was super cool. I really fondly remember that specific fish.
Are you a catch and release sort of fisherman, or do you do it for sustenance sometimes?
Well, it kind of depends. So most of the fishing in like the UK is you go to like ponds and somebody owns the pond and they own all the fish and you have to like have a license to fish there and you go and you fish. You got a license for that fishing rod.
Oh god. I see.
Just like we have to have licenses for our TVs, but yeah, anyway. When I've fished off in the sea, that you are kind of allowed to like catch and eat. So I've caught and eaten mackerel.
Is that the fishing license?
This is my TV license warning.
That's not a joke. You need a license.
Like, we're going to come to your house in 10 days and you don't have to let us in. So that we can't confirm that if you have a TV.
You're going to nab your
if you
telly?
use BBC stuff mostly, and like paid television, it's free. It's free when I use it for some reason.
You know, people say that the UK is dystopian. I never believed it until now.
We'll make sure all that is censored out appropriately.
We're very, very slowly becoming more and more of a surveillance state.
It's I don't
think that's controversial to say either.
I understand the
sentiment.
More like 2026.
Yeah.
Oof. Well, Willem, do you have any fond memories of fishing?
Oh yeah, I big fishing guy. I just like getting out there. You know, sorry I was late. My arm was in a cast. You know what I mean? And like I need a half a year fishing break twice a year.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
don't worry. I also
like the crabs. I like crabbing.
So no fishing mini game in Brine to look forward to, huh?
Is that the whole game? Is the fishing mini game? You gotta throw them into the deep fat fryer and enjoy it. Yeah.
There was a fishing rod that was cut.
Really?
Cut fishing rod. Well, not
like grappling
cut,
hook
but
kind
like
of thing.
Postponed.
It was
license. He didn't have his license. It got taken away.
Unlicensed. The
bomb.
bomb.
Way to introduce in the beginning, then take it away. Like actually, wait a minute.
You are allowed it to once.
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah. Exactly. Perfect. Nick, last one.
Sequence breaking tool. From Peyton. What do you think of Americans?
Oh, I didn't even see that one.
That's a great question.
She asked it as they were walking out the door.
Yeah, I mean, so I've got some American heritage. I'm a quarter American. My grandma.
Like the marks of Cain.
So I think Americans are good people, but you know, if what I see on the telly is anything to go off of, you're all insane and deranged.
I
am curious. Like, how is America portrayed? These days?
It's like
cool?
So I'm going to America in a couple of weeks. Obviously we're going to too many games.
Specifically, I suppose.
Philadelphia. I have had many people tell me to cancel my flight. Like you can't go to America right now. It's not safe.
He'll get shot in the head.
But I refuse to go. Fraser took it. I actually refused to go.
You're staying safe.
I was like, I'm going to wait a little longer and I'll maybe go next year.
To be fair, when I was at MAG, I did get stabbed and shot at least, 9 times, but it was so much fun. I didn't even notice. Mm-hmm. You gotta weigh the positives and the negatives.
Yeah. It's no different than being in anywhere like Birmingham. So, well, I'm sure I'll be okay.
Exactly the same.
He'll be fine.
There's no highwaymen here, though.
No, that is true.
Yeah.
No, we like Americans.
I've got some shit to say to an Americans, Fraser. Don't speak to me on this one.
Here we go.
I'm gonna lay it out, all right?
Lay it down.
Yeah. Whoever gave me that negative review, I have your address.
I have your address.
I have your video essay right here.
So, in the words of the very shit 2002 London band Razorlight, all my life watching America, all my life there's panic in America. Trouble in America. That would how I summarize America effectively is that we are spoon-fed your guys' narrative. It's a very important place. Most of our lives. But I always seen chaos going on over there, and I'm like, these guys need to get their shit together, right? But also, I would say a pet peeve of mine would be, and maybe this comes from a place of jealousy, is there's a big I'm Irish, I'm Italian kind of vibe in America, and I respect heritage.
Randomly,
I really do. But there's a lot of like this a trope of I'm going to my ancestral homeland. And like, I think at a certain point, you got to bite the bullet and just take the American label. And you know, you can still live in that family culture and stuff. But if Sopranos taught me anything, like, don't get too involved in that. Don't make it too big of a deal, and especially don't go to the culture. And I guess insert yourself, like
spaghetti and gravy
and art.
Come on, give me some gravy.
Yeah, some gravy. Yeah. Don't be Paulie Walnuts in season 3, episode
1. I think.
Yeah, it's pretty early.
Episode 1 with that. That's with the best shot.
Irish trip or the
fucking great
Italian trip.
Yeah, great season. But yeah, that's I think yeah, Sopranos is really good.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
That's what we think of America.
That's we Americans
really
culture.
Americans use the Sopranos to kind of mold your
a lot of people who see that and they say, you know what, Tony, he's just like me. That I don't need to change at all. Just like
he's
him.
just like
great
me
guys.
for real, man.
Oh, yes.
I agree. We should Americans, you know, we should all accept the fact that we are American at the end of the day. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it.
I think
cry all you want. You're not Algerian, okay?
One thing that we can give the English credit for, I mean, as much as they talk about tea and crumpets and shit, we're a multicultural society, and we recognize, you know, chicken tikka masala as like the British national dish, right? And that's like, to anyone else, that's Indian. That sounds Indian, right? But it's not. It was made in the UK by you know, an Indian man, and he saw himself as British. I think that there's a lesson in that. And I think America should apply.
Surprisingly heartfelt lesson to be learned of chicken tikka masala. Beautiful. Kind of on the heels of that is our last question from beloved Chris. He asks, can you make a case for British food? I think this may have been asked out of ignorance, you know, perhaps.
Can we make a case? Okay.
Oh, well,
where you're from.
Fucking American food.
What's your American food? Hamburgers from Hamburg?
Do you want to explain the ingredients? Explain the ingredients to a Snickers salad for me, please.
Oh, you think it's Snickers?
I don't think.
Why is that always what comes up, by the way? Like, I've never seen a Snickers salad once in my life. I will say that. Anytime anyone brings up food versus food, like, explain your lard pie. Like, I've never seen a fucking lard pie. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
I understand. Well, I mean, to be fair, Sam and I are also not 100% Midwestern salts liquors or anything.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So it might be a little bit different, you know? I've had a taco, as you guys call it, from time to time. I've had some taco. Yeah.
What about Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving? You get
when you have
succulent turkey.
Is it sweet? Sweet
Yams.
Oh, that's
Is that
again. That's not like my culture. That's the thing.
Yeah. We'll have like
funny thing about being American. Yeah.
We have like a turkey and yams and shit. And usually a big piece of jelly cranberry sauce and a bunch of random shit like that.
It's classically American.
My case for British food is that we are a multicultural society. You can have whatever you want. It's influences from all over. If you're thinking like fucking peas and meat and pie and
mash, as they call it.
Mash, that's not British food. The British food, like you Google what is the British national food, chicken tikka masala.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're like a spice bag, as they call it.
British food. It's not ours. It's from what we stole from everybody.
There you go.
Else. But you know,
there you go, Chris. You stupid bigots.
It is definitively beige. Yeah. But I would say that what Americans make up for their food in fructose high syrups, whatever the fuck, we make up in beige ass shit. Like just fucking mashed potato on top, or like you get a fucking 2 bits of bread and just a pie in the middle, and it's a thing. You just eat that.
Carbohydrate sandwich,
it's like crazy. But no, honestly, I think that British food, like, it's a very big meme. But like the meme ones you see, like you got like this fucking anemic beans and toast. Like I wouldn't feed it to a fucking if someone was dying. Like. I guess if they were dying of starvation and it's all I had, I would give it to them. But like, you know, it's just like
I'm so charitable. I'm not even going to give you this.
So charitable, and
you can die.
You don't want to eat this.
It's so terrible. You don't.
You want a nice sloppy bean shingle? It's the national dish. All right. Yeah. So there you go, Chris. Just go to your local Indian restaurant, get some chicken tikka masala, and weep as you realize how uneducated you are.
I love British food. The waiter as it arrives.
Exactly.
Beautiful. And that kind of brings us to the end of today's episode. Gentlemen, where can viewers and listeners find Brine right now?
Brine's on Steam, wishlist, please and thank you. We'll have a demo coming out soon. We're on socials, so predominantly on Blue Sky. That's where we're most active. Instagram.
Oh, lovely.
We do have a TikTok. Sometimes we use it.
Doing the dances.
Yeah, sometimes.
Dressed as Brine Man.
Yeah,
very good.
That one. Mr. Lovely Joe NQ runs Twitter for us so that we don't have to. So thank you very much, Joe. But yeah, you can find us. Oh my god,
vanishing. He's
just
disappearing into the void.
You search Brine Game. We'll come.
Beautiful.
I'm trying to make a community on Tenor. Please look up Brine and use our gifts.
Okay.
If we get gifts up, then maybe people will find Brine by accident. That's funny, I guess.
Yeah. Got to replace that guy with the fucking George Washington costume.
Exactly. I'm gonna make it all Cornish.
There you go. I love it. All right, and as always, we'll leave all our information in the links below. But Willem, Fraser, thank you guys so much for coming on today. It's been
thank you for
having us.
It's been excellent. It's been a great time.
We're wishing you all the best as development continues and you guys kind of move forward towards launch.
Yeah, thank you. We hope you guys get your suit.
Oh,
yeah.
We know we're getting one at least at this point.
At least one. Yeah, we hit 35.
I need to get my money in. I need to get my money. So I get
3.5.
You can pay shipping across seas.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we're gonna see the math real profit
fine.
deficit.
Yeah.
Oh no! Everyone who funded the Kickstarters across the world.
So wait, cut this out. Someone already canceled their pledge, but I already have their address. I have their full name. They're never gonna forget what they did to me.
Anyways,
not a threat.
Yes.
What was that weird beep that just happened, guys? That was crazy.
As always, everyone, thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening. Take care of yourselves. Until next time, keep on gaming in the free world.